Are you the breadwinner in your family? Now, that's fine if you are the head of your own household. But if you're a son or a daughter in your family, and your parents obligated you to take on that role, I understand the heavy burden you must be carrying. You know, the Apostle Paul gave this very wise advice about how relationships in the family should be. And I believe we can learn a few lessons on how your situation can be made right. Paul said in his letter to the Ephesians, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." Being the breadwinner is a responsibility that should be borne by the heads of the family. Either the father takes on this role as sole breadwinner or as the primary breadwinner in a two-income household. In some cases, it's the mother who takes on this role as primary breadwinner because perhaps she has a bigger income than her husband, and that's okay. Sometimes the mother even becomes the sole breadwinner because of the inability of the father for any reason. In any case, if a son or a daughter reaches working age and is able to contribute to the family expenses, that is a nice gesture and a very much welcome help in the family. The child will be helping ease the burden of the primary breadwinner. But if the role of being breadwinner is passed on to the child, that is a burden that may be too heavy for the child to bear. If that role had to be taken on because the parents are no longer alive or are sick and can no longer work, then this is a sacrifice that may have to be borne by the children. I mean, that's what family is all about. It's about sharing the burdens of life so that the family together can cope with the pressures of life, so that they may thrive together. Children are to honor their parents. And by taking on the role of breadwinning when the parents are too weak or are too sick to take that on, you are honoring your parents who have provided for you when you were younger and when they could still earn a living. But to obligate children to take on that role of a breadwinner, if the parents are still strong and well enough to make a living, simply because they no longer want to carry the burden, and they would just want to pass on that burden to the kids, that, I think, is wrong. Paul said that parents should not provoke their children to anger. And that is what they may be doing when they abandon their roles as breadwinners. Some adjustments in roles may have to be done to make this right. As children learn to handle the pressure of being breadwinners in their families, let us always remember, faith matters too.